Good morning, 10%ers. It is Monday, December 17th, 2018. This is Michael with Trading Escapes. You can find us at tradingescapes.com. It is December, the month of consistency. This is the month where we try to take our trading system, plan, strategy, put it all together, and trade the way we say we're going to trade. Not have negative emotion in the market. Not react to what we're seeing on the screen all the time. Not pay attention to the technicals, but more importantly, pay attention to the plan and the technicals that we've set out for the month. We have about 15 minutes to the bell. We're going to trade AMD again today. Tip with the same setup, same idea, execution, management, plan, and hopefully we'll have a green week. We'll see. This is month 6 of the training adventure, and we are trying to see if we can have a consistently profitable month. The first 2 weeks they've yielded promise, but I wouldn't dare say consistency. So we're really looking for this week to take the trades that we should take them the way we should take them, and manage them properly, and see how we turn out. I'm going to pause. We'll be back in about 15 at the bell and see what we can do today. Three, two, one, and there's the bell. So the first thing, we're going to let the direction set itself. We're going to mark our levels. The only thing we really have to watch out for this early in the morning is a runner. So just kind of keep a marker here. Getting some push to the downside. At the top of 2002 there. 1952 is our trigger on that. Trading alert. 52. Low right now is 72, so we're 20 cents off of our trigger. Keeping this bottom level marked off here. Into the 3rd minute of the day. Seems that we have our first minor pullback, and now crushes down, starts to run. Again, just following the rules that we've established, waiting for our trigger to hit. Trigger's at 52. Close, 99. Strength to the downside is fairly active. Another 5 cents to run before it's a good strong pull down. Right now our 20 and our 9 are sitting about 16 cents apart. $0.18. And there's 20 right there. We took an entry as we had the speed breakaway here between the 20 and the 9. That came right after our stop here. Or I'm sorry, right after our minor pullback, 1 minute pullback. Right, so there's where our trigger hit. Of course, we took a position before the trigger because of the strength of the rundown. We expect to pull back here. Put in a, basically put in a doji there. I'm going to pull back up to the 9. Basically touch the 9. It's showing a little strength back up to the upside. We've broken the 9. Nice pullback here. Down back below, and we're just dancing around it, seeing. Went negative on the position now. Grabbing a nice consolidation, nice pullback, nice consolidation. Big red candle now. Relax a little bit. It's just a good slow trade. You can see it making a rally back up to the 9. Tried there for a second, broke down pretty quick. Big buyers coming in at the 1940 level. Broke down through that. I'm going to extend profit out just a little bit. protect that profit level. And got hit out. Green trade 302.11. It's pretty much a perfect setup. You know, we had the reason we took this trade right here was because of the separation, the strength we had from the 9 and the 20 as it opened up in the morning. So as it pulled away 20 cents, as it made this gap between the two, we jumped in and didn't wait for a trigger. And this is something I was going over on the weekend as a minor adjustment. You know, it worked out well for us this time, and we'll continue to play with it. We'll see. I'm gonna put you on pause, and we'll just see what happens from here. We have an interesting setup here. We're coming. It's trying to break over the 9, push up to the 20. There's a lot of resistance. It keeps hitting that 42 level. And it's going to pop over there. Nope. Thought it was going to pop over. It's making a minor break up now towards the 20. So our entry 33, if we re-entered this at 33 right there, that would be the break of this candle here. So it's just, we'll imagine we're in at 33. And the reason is we came up to the 9, we broke the 9, pushed up to the 20, and then we reversed back through the 9. It would have been great to take a position at the 9, but there wasn't enough push. You know, if we got up into this area and then it started to curl back, we could have taken a position at the 9, but instead, as it failed down, we took a position as it broke the low of this previous green candle. So we've gotten 10 cents off this trade so far. Our entry was at 33. And again, we're just playing it. We took this trade up here. Trigger would have been right here. And actually, if we wouldn't have taken this trade, our entry would have been back here, probably at about 60. So a couple good entries on this day. Had an entry here, got a good entry here. So far, this is looking like a decent entry. We've ran 10 cents. Let's see how far it wants to go for us. We've hit 15 cents, showing a little bit of support now. $19.19. Let's look at the daily chart real quick. Just want to see where it is. So we're right in this consolidation area right here. If we break through, if we break through 18, could be in some real trouble for AMD. Real trouble meaning real trouble to the downside. Still 15 cents. We've earned 15 cents from our entry. It's looking like it wants to show a push back up again. Let's look at the SPY and see how the market's doing real quick. It could be the same chart of AMD and the SPY, but it's showing a little strength right here, so that's what I was wondering. So a little blip back up there. We pulled down, so we got 16 cents on this trade so far. And again, this is just, we've already actually taken our entry for the day. This is just, we're just playing it out here, just having a little fun. You know, every once in a while, you know, de-stress and just, you know, don't worry about whether, you know, don't worry about the money. Just sit here and watch the chart. See what you would have done. Now it's always way funner and way easier when you're already green for the day. All right, 12. Okay, so we've hit 20. Ooh, look at this. We're gonna hit. We've hit 27 cents so far. 3 cents shy of another 30 cent. It's a beautiful trade. To be honest, this right here had me a little bit worried. It just had the look at its strength build, huge volume on this candle here. That 851 candle, massive volume spike. I don't know if we're having a short squeeze here. I think it's gonna turn, continue down. I mean, I think the not turn to the upside. It's definitely a moment of decision here, and we are approaching that whole dollar mark. You know, so 19's right here. Coming down. All right, we just hit, oh, right there, 29 cents. Oh, 30 cents. Oh. So that would have been another 30-cent trade. Oh, it just doesn't want to. So I'm going to take that. I mean, we're going to have some sort of bounce at the whole dollar. Sort of a little bounce there too. Let's see what happens as we hit 19 right here. Boom. Look at those buyers come in. Why is that happening? Well, we probably have a bunch of people they're in this short, and their stop is right above the whole dollar. Large. Nice bounce off the whole dollar. Trying to reach up to the 9. So right now we have, we have a support level right here. It's that whole dollar mark. Trying to pull up to the 9, see if we could get some action between the 9 and the 20 again. This will start to tell us whether this is just a, we see some shorts dumping right here, or if we're having a reverse. Can we reach this 20 and beyond? So potentially we'd have another entry at the 9, but it's a really precarious situation because we've got the support level right now. So we couldn't really look at this as more than a scalp. You know, if we turn back to the downside, so the break of that previous candle's at 09 right here. But we really only have about 10 cents to run. The better trade would be to see this have some legs, get up in here, you know, get to the 25 mark, 26, you know, maybe even hit the whole cent mark of 30, and then have it turn back, and then take that trade at the 9 as it breaks down through the 9. So right there at 12, you have an entry at 12. A lot of support at 10. It's going red on us. Alright, so we're forming some indecision and consolidation here at the 9. Our entry. Looks like we will probably get stopped out at 22 on this. And oh, almost got there. It's gonna hit. There we go. Okay, so got stopped out on that trade. It's okay. Still watching it. So it's gonna hit the 20. Expect a little bounce off of that. Boom. Started bouncing. Coming back down. Now we have an entry at 14. Forming a doji right there. No. You know, this is why this is good practice, right? You know, we've gotten our profit for the day. We've taken our one trade. We're not paying TD Ameritrade or any other broker a bunch of broker fees. We've done what we needed to do. And you know, but we're continuing to watch the action, right? You know, just thinking, okay, you know, I'd have taken a trade here, that worked out. I would have taken a trade here, that didn't work out. Now, you know, I'm really watching this level right now. You know, as what the best thing we could see are the 20 and the 9 come squeezed together here, right? And then for it to crack back down. Break this 19 level, run down to 18. You know, we're showing a hell of a lot of resistance right there. So we're coming back down to the 9. I don't think I'd take the entry here yet. I think it's going to, you know, at least for a couple candles, see some consolidation. And just bouncing around. It's getting a little heavy there. 15. Ooh. Back up. Again, like I said, I'm looking for I'm looking for the 20 and the 9 to pinch together here. Maybe have this thing pop back over the 20 for a second, and then come back, break the 9, and come back down here and retest the support level at the whole dollar. Excuse me. All right, so that was kind of a. Now we're getting a moment of this thing either needs to, it's either going to pull up or pull down. We're getting a cross right now. It's so hard to think about at this, you get so focused on it's going to pinch here, come down, crack this, to the short. It's so hard to reverse your psychology and say, oh, now it's going to fade up, right? It's going to just continue to claw its way up. It's so weak, though. Getting that cent. So we got across the second candle, pulled up. If we wanted to take an entry, I would say, we'll go long at 23 just to see what happens here. 23, 24, 25. It may not give us the opportunity. It's okay. Maybe we don't need to be in on that one. Again, this is all hypothetical. Okay, there's 26. Ooh. Let's take a trade at 27. Take a trade at 27. See how we end up here. Oh, it's looking heavy now. This bar right here, this white bar, it's just a 20-cent trend line straight up or straight down, however you want to think about it. And all we're using it for is to watch our 9 and our kind of just a visual indicator for our 9 and our 20. As you can see, this is extremely weak. This isn't a trade position really. This is, look how we have a separation. We have the strength to the downside. This, nope. Now if we run through the chart, let's do this. Let's take a look at this on the previous or last Friday. Where do I have strength? Obviously in the morning, we have just, there's a trade right there. So just following that blue line, right? Down, up, down. You have to have, there's no, I don't want to say it's scientific, but you have to have something that you're basically gauging your trades off of. And quite honestly, sometimes that something isn't the most important piece, right? It's the execution and management that comes from it. So you can see there's just no other, for the rest of the day on last Friday, there's no other point where you're like, okay, this thing's really ripping one direction or the other. Now you got to remember, this, let's look at this, 08, 84, this is like a 24-cent pull. It looks big on this chart, but it's relative to all the other candles that are on the screen. So, it's really not that great, really not probably worth the risk. You already should have had a good trade in the morning. Let's see what's happening here. to stop us out on that candle. I think we said we got in at 27. Obviously, it's not looking great, consolidating already. We had a cross on the 9020. Now we have a consolidation already. And again, if you look at the strength, yeah, it's not really there. We're getting a little bit of profit on this pretend trade right now. Just a little bit. We're at 5 cents. Toying with the 10-cent level there. That's pulling back on us. Yeah, strength is coming in a little bit. Still a ways to go, but good rip up. We didn't have much of a rest period here. There wasn't much consolidation going on. We basically just had a reversal right at the whole dollar support level here and bounced back the other direction. Just slowly grinding away. Just for perspective, this would be a trigger to the upside. So if you could have caught that bounce, I mean, you're, could have a good 35, 40 cents of trade so far. All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. Mission accomplished. We came in, we traded our strategy, we had a winner for the day. It looked good. There was actually a couple good entries that we could have had and profited on. So if we missed the one that we had, we could have taken another one. We could actually we had 3 opportunities on the day to take a trade and be in the green. So hopefully everybody's in the 10%. Hopefully everybody's working on their trade system, how to develop the plan, how to put the strategy into the plan, and how to follow it. Again, I'm nobody in this game. There's all the gurus are out there who can tell you better than I can what to do or how to do it. This is just a process of the last 5 months coming into the 6th month. My goal is consistent profits, and from what I've seen, what I've experienced, the issue is the approach. Not coming in with the plan and the idea, the execution and the management, and consistently following that. It's just people. There's too many people out there, quote unquote gurus, who they show you a YouTube video and they're showing these profits, these wins, and that's great. And I'm not saying it doesn't work for them. Maybe it does work for them, but the fact of the matter is that you can't use that as a template to replicate. You have to find your own way to trade. Everybody says that, but they don't say how to do that. And how to do that is to pick a strategy. In that strategy, there's an idea, execution, and management. That strategy is then set into a plan. What does the plan add? The plan adds back testing, right? The plan adds winning percentage goals, how many trades you're going to take, what's the frequency of those trades, all of that put together. So we had a strategy, right, that we're using for the month of December. In the plan, I've said I'm going to trade one trade a day, right, with 1,000 shares, primarily a beta stock AMD, and we're going to do that for the whole month. And the goal is consistent profits and to make sure that our winning percentage comes out and matches our back testing. Now, in this, there's, I am getting a little mixed up here and there because I'm also trying to document the system and the plan and the strategy and how I write it down and what how I use it. When I wake up in the morning, what do I do? So, it is going back and forth. Like for instance, the plan, I'm looking at phases. Phase one is the back testing. So you have the strategy, right? The strategy's there, the idea, the execution, and the management. Now I need to do something with it, right? It's just say it's a 30,000 foot view of, let's just say your idea is in the morning, I'm going to flip a coin, and I'm going to say up or down. Heads is bull, tails is bear. That's my idea, and I'm going to put a 30. I'm going to put a 30-30 on it. I'm going to go 30-cent profit or 30-cent loss. That's the idea. The execution is, right at the bell, I flip the coin and go whatever direction. Management, either automated stops or mental stops. So there's my idea, execution, and management. Now, the problem is now I need to take that and use my system, and my system says phase one, take that and back test it. All right, so now I back test it. What stocks am I picking? How am I picking my stock selection? All that stuff now comes into play. Phase two, trade it with minimum size, right? So now I've got the strategy, it's back tested, it says 50% of the time this wins. Now obviously, let's say 75% because we're at a 50-50 profit to loss, right? 30 cents, 30 cents. Let's say 75% in our back testing it works. We know in phase two, when we practice this with limited size, that we're not going to hit 75%. We're not going to hit that back testing goal. It just never happens. So we have to set another realistic goal and say 60%. So in phase two, let's say for 2 weeks, we trade that strategy in the plan. So 1,000 shares, this stock, we trade it. At the end of 2 weeks, let's say we either hit or we don't hit our target winning percentage. So we hit 60 or say we hit 40. If we hit 40, maybe we scrap the whole thing, or we go back to back testing phase. Basically, now we have a trigger to go to phase three. Phase three is where we incrementally increase the share size. So if we went from 1,000, we don't go to full size. Let's say full size is 10,000. We go to 5,000. Somewhere around 50% of full size. And we test it for another phase, which is another 2 weeks. Now, if we don't hit our percentage, in phase one, we had a winning percentage of 60. In phase two, we have a winning percentage of 50. Well, we need to go back to phase one now. And why are we going back to phase one? Because we don't want to lose a bunch of money, right? Trading a plan and a strategy that's not giving us consistent profits. And at some point, we can always just cut it loose and move on to the next strategy and the next plan. But that's basically it. Phase one, back testing. Phase two, practice with, we'll just say 25% of full size. Phase three, 50% of full size. Phase four, full size. And that's basically what we're doing. Now, at the beginning of December, I didn't have that mapped out. So along with trying to trade consistently, I'm also trying to develop a system, plan, and strategy and how they all work together and how they fit together. And the next idea I have, how I place that into action, and how do I take that from the whiteboard to the trading platform and execute trades consistently. Anyway, enough rambling. Hope everybody's in the green. We're going to call it a day, and good luck with all your other ventures today as well.